Welcome back to another episode of PitBoss at Hematite Homestead. Tonight, all my kids and some of my grandkids are coming over for Christmas, a few days after Christmas, and we're going to have dinner. And I'm going to do a double smoked ham. All right, so I had to do some research on this. When I saw everybody doing double smoked hams, I was like, okay, I got to smoke it twice. But no, that's not the case. I only got to smoke it once. This thing already came smoked. So what I got here is a spiral ham. It's about 10 pounds. I don't remember. 10 or 11 pounds in that ballpark. I'm going to put it on the smoker at about 250 degrees for about 2.5 hours. It's already cooked. We're just warming it up. And then after that, for an additional half hour, we're going to touch it with some glaze. So let's go put this on the smoker. All right, so the ham right on the smoker. I left it on the bacon tray that I had so that I can get it out of there easier. This is to catch the drippings. I opened up the ham right in this package, and all the liquid that was in the package is now in here. I'm going to add a couple more cups of water in here. That'll help maintain some moisture in this. In the hopper, I've got competition blend pellets, and I'm going to put a smoke tube in here that will have apple blend in it. So we're going to let this go for 2.5 hours. I'm going to set my timer. I'm not putting any thermometers in it. I have one here to monitor the temperature of my smoker. This area is a little bit cooler than the rest of it. So 2.5 hours. Good luck. Let's make a cherry glaze. So I'm using a whole jar of cherry preserves, and you can use whatever preserves or jelly you want to use. I almost used blackberry, but I found this cherry, and cherry pairs very well with ham, so I went with cherry. Now use the lowest setting on your stove and cook this down to get just the liquid out of it. You want to use the lowest setting for two reasons. Number one, this is full of a lot of sugar, and if you don't use the low setting, then you'll cook it down way too fast and it will become bittery. And number two, just so you don't stick it to the pan. All right, I've got this just about down to liquid, and now I'm going to pick all the cherries out of it. You could certainly leave the cherries in it if you want to, but I don't want whole cherries on my ham. I did not throw these away. I put them back in the jar, and they made a tasty, delicious treat on a buttered biscuit later that day. Now I'm adding half of the glaze packet that came with the spiral ham and about a half a cup of water. So you want to definitely add the water because adding this glaze packet puts way more sugar in it, and you don't want it to cook too thick too fast. So I bring this to a rolling boil and then reduce it to simmer. And I've got this cooking down, and I'm going to take a little taste of it. I'm looking for pancake syrup consistency or honey consistency out of this, and not quite there yet. It's got some cooking down left to go. What I found on my taste test was that it was way too cinnamony from the packet of Glazed seasoning that I added to it. So I added about 2 tablespoons of brown sugar to counteract that. And after about 15 minutes, here's what we got. I got the right consistency I'm looking for. It's right about pancake syrup. And it's time to go put this on the ham. So I just take me a little brush here and brush it all over the ham. Make sure you get in all the cracks and crevices and get all this goodness all over this thing. When I got done here, I just poured what was left in the pan right on top. Now I'm going to let this go for about a half an hour, and I still got a little bit of smoke left in my smoke tubes. And what I'm looking for here is a real nice stickiness. All done. Just look at that beautiful ham. Glazed, nice and sticky. Let's get this thing in the house. So smoked it at 250 degrees with one smoke tube that went pretty much the whole time. The total smoke time was right at 3 hours and 15 minutes. I was only planning on 3 hours, but it wasn't quite as sticky as I wanted it to be at the end of the half hour with the glaze, so I gave it another 15 minutes. And there's a shot of one of my beautiful daughters and her beautiful granddaughter. So to get this thing ready to serve, I'm just going to go down the seams of this ham and split it right off. Here I'm picking it apart looking for the seam. I lost the seam and kind of look for it again. I'm using my ultra sharp brand new full high knives that Kelly got me for Christmas and sliced right through this thing. So I'm gonna get the bone out of this. Some people lay it up on the front and just make a big circle around the bone and get all these sliced pieces right off of it. I went at the bone from the top and just carved it right out. All right, I'm gonna get this delicious ham all ready and served up for dinner. Thanks so much for watching another edition of Pit Boston at Hematite Homestead. And make sure you're looking for Hematite Homestead on Facebook, Instagram, and TikTok. Hit that subscribe button. Thank you so much for watching, and we will see you next time.